There are villages in the UK where people don't just report seeing things. They report being driven out, running, panicking, leaving without finishing what they came to do. Because in these places, something doesn't just appear. It reacts to you being there. And the longer you stay, the worse it gets. Pluckley holds the record for the most reported hauntings in one village, but the reason is rarely explained. At the old brickworks, a worker was killed in a violent industrial accident. Visitors who walk that path at night don't describe ghost sightings. They describe hearing a man screaming for help from the direction of the pit.
Help, please!
One group who went to record audio there said they left within minutes because the screaming didn't sound distant. It sounded close, moving, as if someone was running through the trees toward them. And then it stopped instantly. Dead silence. They didn't go back. And if hearing something run toward you in the dark is unsettling, the next village is completely empty. And that's where the problem starts. Imber was evacuated in World War II. Residents never returned. The buildings still stand. Empty, sealed, silent. Except they're not. Urban explorers who enter Imber don't report feelings. They report movement inside buildings that cannot contain anyone. Footsteps upstairs in houses with collapsed staircases. Doors closing in properties with no doors left. One explorer recorded himself entering a cottage. You hear him walking in. Then you hear a second set of footsteps above him. He stops talking. You hear him breathing faster. Then he leaves, quickly. He never went back to finish the explore, because in a village with no residents for 80 years, something was clearly moving around inside. And the next village doesn't hide it inside buildings. It happens in the open street. Borley is infamous for violent poltergeist activity. Not shadows, not whispers. Objects being thrown. Witnesses historically reported stones and household items being hurled across rooms. But modern visitors report something worse outside. One night visitor described standing near the old rectory grounds when they heard a woman screaming. Not faint, not distant, full volume. They assumed someone nearby was in trouble. They called out. The screaming stopped immediately. No movement, no reply. No one there. They searched the road, the trees, the churchyard. Nothing. What disturbed them most was this. They said it didn't sound like a ghost. It sounded like a real person, in real distress. And it stopped the second they reacted. And the next village is tied to public executions, where people report something physical happening to them. Culross was the site of witch trials and executions. People were dragged through these streets to be killed. Visitors don't talk about apparitions here. They talk about being touched. One account from a night walk describes someone feeling a sharp shove between their shoulder blades. Hard enough that they stumbled forward. They turned, expecting a friend behind them. No one there. They were alone on the path. Moments later, they felt it again. They left immediately. Because in a place where people were physically forced to their deaths, that changes how you interpret something pushing you from behind. And the final village has a sighting so close. People panic when they realize how near it is. Historic executions took place here. And people report seeing a figure near the exact location. But this isn't a distant sighting. One walker described turning a corner at night and seeing someone standing ahead on the path. They assumed it was another person, until they realized the figure wasn't moving at all. They stopped. The figure didn't react. Didn't shift weight. Didn't breathe. Didn't step aside. They said the moment they realized it wasn't behaving like a person, they felt genuine panic. Because it was only a few meters away. Close enough that if it moved suddenly, there would be no time to react. They turned around and left without looking back. These villages don't rely on stories passed down for centuries. They rely on the same pattern. People go there curious, and leave quickly. Because something about these places doesn't like visitors after dark. For now, thanks for watching. See you in a bit.